I have a little bit of a bedhead, a little bit of a stubble coming in, and it's noon. But I haven't had my second cup of coffee yet, so can you blame me? This is a channel about technology and my collection of technology and use and skills with technology. What's coffee have to do with it? Well, not every tool in technology is like a hammer, where it's just a chunk of metal, it'll last practically forever, you have a skill with it, you can use it to do a bunch of things. Not every tool is like a nail, where you use them up, but they do last forever pretty much in the project you use them in. Some technologies are limited, they're consumed when used. They have a short durational effect. In this sense, coffee is a technology. Not just the growing and the harvesting and the processing part, which are all filled with technology. Coffee itself, its use and its effect, is a technique. It's a technology. More specifically, it's a type of technology that messes with your brain and your body and can be combined with other consumable technologies to alter how your brain works in customizable ways. Now, I think this is nootropics or zootropics. The word for it escapes me. And coffee isn't quite in that same realm as taking a bunch of hard to pronounce chemicals to make your brain function 15% faster or whatever. That stuff is interesting to me, but I'm not one to want to mess with my brain chemistry too much. Coffee and a few other things like L-theanine, which you can mix with caffeine to, alter its effects in a positive way, is about as far as I'm going now. I haven't talked too much about body modification and cyborgism and futurism on this channel because I'm still at the point where I'm learning more primitive technologies and more simple, commonplace technologies. But that stuff is a part of our world nowadays. Changing how our bodies work is just modern science. It's modern medicine. And some people do it for fun. It's becoming commonplace. It's something that I'm interested in mostly at a bystander level right now, but possibly dipping my toes into changing the way my body works for the positive, in a positive way, of course. Using my body and my mind as a tool, recognizing it as such, recognizing that I can alter it and hone it and build a skill with it. Coffee is, it's what it is. It's just a drink to enjoy in the morning. But it has its own effects and it has its own consequences. Just like if you use an axe the wrong way, you'll get blisters on your hands and you could harm yourself. Using coffee in a wrong way can similarly harm yourself. I was drinking about 6 scoops worth of caffeine coffee every day, and that was messing with my body too much. Anxiety, jitters, all the bad stuff. So I switched my technique. I approached it differently. I started doing 1 scoop of caffeinated and 2 scoops of decaf. And that did a decent job at fixing the problems for me. What you do when your brain is on caffeine is a whole nother thing. Do you use it to, well, sometimes it puts me to sleep and sometimes it gets me working a lot harder. There's some honing to do with it, but I thought it was interesting just to recognize that consumed objects, the food that we eat too, nutrition, is the study of food and its effect on us. That's a technology for sure. Understanding what we put into our body and how our body functions from the perspective of it being tools and it being a technology, I think is a very important thing. Heck, a lot of our technologies, the technology that started civilization, agriculture, is centered around getting stuff into our bodies, letting us eat and drink. It makes sense to include what we eat and drink as a part of our technology.